Vamos a hacerle caso una vez.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley...
GG. A ver, voy a ver una cosa. Voy a poner unas pipitas o no. Ya va, ya va, ya va. Ya va. Ya va. ¿No? ¿No va? Ahora se ha petado el juego. Bueno, no sé qué os habéis perdido. La verdad es que creo que no mucho. ¿O sí? ¿Habéis perdido mucho? He subido las escaleras y llegas aquí a la oficina. Y poco más. Y poco más.
Orchestrated this? What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Entonces, ¿le hacemos caso y pulsamos el código? ¿Qué ha dicho?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Pues que es muy contradictorio, no sé si... si hay que hacerle caso a lo que dice o no. O sea, te da el código pero te dice que no lo sabes. Chun chun.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay. Lol, por aquí me quedé pillado una vez, me acuerdo, por hacer el monger entre las sillas.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Pero hasta en el cuarto de baño, sí.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart
Aquí me acuerdo, hay como una forma de seguir por aquí, pero
or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Hay unos botones con números. Nunca supe para qué servían. El 5. Ahí está el 3. Y el 4. Ahí arriba. Vamos a pulsarlos por ahora, a ver qué pasa. No pasa nada. 0521 142 0001. Y no hay ningún 0521 0521, 0521. ¿Que no hay cero? Si hubiera cero. Uno, cuatro, dos.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Chun chun. Creo que este es otro final.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Qué bonito.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
¿Y si no?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
El final nunca es el final. ¿Cómo se os queda el culo?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Vaya mierda de final. Es que ese no era final. No era final final ese. ¿No habéis visto que no ha puesto títulos ni nada? El otro que hemos hecho, el otro sí era final. Estos son como... Creo que había una compu. Hay una compu aquí encendida. ¿Por qué la apagas? ¡4:20! O molaría que pudieses entrar a esta habitación y te echaras unos chuflacos ahí con el locutor, ¿no? Hay algo. Está Estás jugando al buscaminas tú ahí. Digo, al buscaminas el solitario, lol. Bueno. Entonces ahora... Ahora, ¿cómo le tocamos los cojones?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Decidís vosotros, muchachos. ¿Tocamos los cojones siempre o le tocamos los cojones a veces? ¿Intentamos volver a la oficina del jefe y pasamos de su culo? Como que no nos sabemos el código. A ver qué pasa. Ah, vamos a saltar a la plataforma.
This was
vale.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Vamos para allá.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Chedoki, ¿qué tal, tronco? Creo que por aquí también hay más caminos. O sea, por ahí podemos ir y luego podemos mandarle otra vez al tomar por el culo e ir por otro lado.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Vale, vamos a intentar saltar a la rampa esa.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
A ver si no me mato.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Una, dos y...
Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
También podemos probar a coger el teléfono. Yendo por ahí podemos probar a coger el teléfono a ver qué pasa. Danger everywhere.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Okay.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Vamos o sudamos de él y volvemos a entrar por la... Pero pinta bien, ¿no? ¿Por dónde vamos? Vamos por aquí. ¿Está guapo o no está guapo el juego? El juego es una puta locura, a mí me gusta mucho. ¿Me voy por dónde? ¿Por la derecha?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, Tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more
Nos ha
choices?
troleado.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Vamos a darle un 5, ¿no? Yo me lo estoy pasando de puta madre.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
¿Qué es esto? Stanley Parable Worldwide Leather Records. ¿Sabías que el 21% de los jugadores pasa la secuencia de intro? LOL, yo estoy el 9000. Compite contra otros jugadores para, para mejorar tu Stanley Parable. Vamos a ver por aquí qué hay. Luego siempre nos lleva aquí.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No me gusta
Hey,
nada.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Okay.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4 horas
So why
tengo
don't
que jugar
you
esto?
give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Se va a morir el bebé. No. Creo que es un final. Estar aquí 4 horas es un final. Ah, ya me cansé.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
2
It's
minutos.
over.
No.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Atentos. Atentos ahora.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, Yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
No, gracias. Me quiero ir de aquí. Déjame cavar unos... Además no puedes saltar, tronco. You can't jump. Acabo de desbloquear un puto logro que dice tú no puedes saltar. GG.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Vamos. Apuesta por diamantes.
My, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No tenemos luz. Magnífico. Mira que hay carbón. Dale caña, carbón. No se llama plagio, se llama guiño. Es un guiño. Hay unas setitas. Más carbón por ahí.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay,
Zombie.
new game.
No. ¿Y ahora qué juego nos ha mandado? No,
Yes,
la portal.
I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Me voy a llevar el despertador, me gusta la musiquita. Oh mierda, ya no puedo saltar. Fuck.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any...
Hostias. Oh, oh. ¿Había llegado aquí una vez? Sí, no. Aquí no recuerdo, no recuerdo. Así me acuerdo de esto, pero no. No muy bien. Es la parte de las puertas. Una luz. esta es la habitación de... O sea, esta es la habitación de Stanley. La 427 es nuestra habitación, en teoría. ¿Nos metemos? Música, está haciendo música.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Pues nada, otra vez para el principio. Hostias, no quería cerrar la puerta.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under
Con
his
suerte salgo en la
responsibility?
otra
He
oficina.
had never been
Que
trained
pasan
for
otras
that.
cosas, creo.
No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing
guapo,
will
¿no?
hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy
Valiente.
forever.
Sí, ahora vamos a
I will
coger el
be
teléfono, a ver
happy.
qué pasa.
Stanley waited.
Eso creo que no lo he visto.
Hours passed, then days.
No, aquí realmente
Had
no pasa
years
nada.
gone
O sea,
by?
se
He no
reinicia el
longer
juego,
had the
pero puede
ability
salir
to
en otra
tell.
oficina. No sé si
But
hay
the one
3
thing he knew
oficinas
for
diferentes.
sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Coges el teléfono y se... Sí, pero vamos a ver el final que aparece por ahí, ¿no? A lo mejor es algo diferente, no sé. Mira. ¿Ves lo que te digo?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all
Ahora ha cambiado
just
todo
laugh
otra
and
vez.
laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Me acuerdo que había una parte muy, muy guapa. En donde... En donde tenías que seguir unas líneas y está súper divertida
When
esa
Stanley
parte.
came to a set of 2 open doors,
Vamos a
he
coger el
entered the
teléfono
door
ahora,
on his
¿no?
left.
Venga.
This
A ver
was
qué
not
pasa.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Que no me acuerdo cómo llegar al de los...
Standing now in this
Porque, pues,
incredible room,
son
Stanley
mil
for the first
finales
but eager
diferentes,
to
¿no?
get
No me
back to
acuerdo
business,
cómo llegar a
Stanley
todos.
took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5
Todas
years
las
ago.
deudas que tenían. O sea, podemos ir a coger el teléfono,
Look,
podemos ir a
Stanley, I
hacerle
think perhaps
caso
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
a entrar por
I'm
la
not
puerta
your
roja, a
enemy,
ver qué
really,
pasa
I'm not.
también, ¿no? O
I
sea, hay
realize that
un
investing
mogollón de
your trust
caminos
in someone
todavía
else
por...
can be difficult,
por
but the
explorar, a
fact
ver qué
is that the
pasa.
story has been about nothing but you.
O sea, realmente el juego
all
no
this
es así ningún tipo de
There's
gameplay, nada
someone
más
you've
es
been neglecting, Stanley.
el
Someone
descubrir,
you've
¿no?
forgotten.
Toda la historia, todas las tramas que hay
Please,
detrás de él.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Chan, chan.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What?
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
¿Nos vamos? ¿O entramos? Chan. Vámonos, le den.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh shit. Oh shit, nigga.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Presione H en su teclado. No. No, gracias. No, no voy a pulsar H en mi teclado. Ok. Fuck. Pues creo que no me va a tocar pulsar H. No quiero.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind,
No
in
puedes,
his
le he dado
mind, he
todas
can
las
go on
teclas, si no.
fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
8 para mirar la... Oye, ha cambiado todo. What? 7, 9, 0, 80 No, estoy dando todos los putos botones, ¿eh?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his
Que se lo está
coworkers, his
inventando
boss,
todo, ¿qué?
everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Pulsa P para pasar el tiempo con los muchachos.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Pulsa I para preparar la cena.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Esa de la línea.
Down another was
Esa
a
de la
game
línea
with
es
a
la polla.
baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path. Mustn't
¿Qué
there
pasa,
be?
cabecita?
Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Pulsa R para decirle a tu esposa que la amas.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Para dormir.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
Este juego es una puta pasada, cabecito.
He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Me venden la moto, sí. Sí. Es un juego de tomar decisiones y según lo que vayas tomando de decisiones van pasando unas cosas u otras diferentes hasta que todo se convierte en una puta paja mental así, pero de tamaño de tu cabeza. Así que para que te imagines. Y lo estoy sorteando. Así que si quieres participar en el sorteo todavía estás a tiempo. Tienes que darle un retweet ahí en el Twitter a un post que tengo puesto. KBM sí casito, sí. Es sí casito. La has pillado. La has pillado. ¿Le damos al botón o qué? Porque aquí tiene pinta de que nos podemos tirar horas. Nos podemos tirar toda la vida. Le voy a dar, ¿eh? Y me parece a mí que ya se termina. Así que...
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Pulsa T para cuestionar nada. No voy a pulsar T. ¿Por qué Cabecito es mod, tío? Porque a Cabecito lo conozco de hace... ¿Cuántos años te conozco ya, Cabecito? ¿2, 3 años? Ya son muchos años. Derpeando en el Dota. Pues nada, le doy al T.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again,
contacto, no sé.
and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Por favor, muera. Y hemos vuelto otra vez al principio. Ok, ¿dónde vamos ahora, muchachos?
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Oh, ya sé qué vamos a hacer ahora. Nos vamos a...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Vamos a
he
entrar por la
entered the
puerta
door on
roja.
his left.
¿Puerta azul? No, puerta roja. Por la tercera puerta. Ah, nos metemos por la puerta azul hasta que salga la puerta roja gigante. Vale.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love. Yeah. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Vale, vamos a ir por la puerta roja.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me
Están
prove
jodidos de
that
la
I'm
cabeza,
on your
sí.
side.
Sí, sí,
Give me
sí.
a chance.
Este juego es de un güey que está todo jodido de la cabeza y que le pasan cosas súper raras. O después de esta vamos a ir a un lugar que está también súper jodidísimo de la cabeza, ya veréis. Entonces entramos por la puerta azul hasta que salga la señal.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Venga.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Sí, sí, es que es muy del estilo a Portal, o sea, bebe mucho de...
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Venga, vale, vamos por la puerta roja.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get
Ya hemos
somewhere
estado
that
en
isn't
Portal.
here. Running and running and running, just the way you're
Hemos
doing
pasado
right
por
now.
Minecraft,
Don't
hemos
you
pasado
see
por
that it's
Portal.
killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Hay dos puertas ahora, ¿cuál pillamos? Vamos por aquí.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Bueno,
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
¡Uy! Ácidos para todos. Aquí ya estaba, me acuerdo de esto, está muy OP también esta zona.
No, wait. Where are you going?
No sé. Esta zona está súper guapísima también. O sea, vais a flipar con esta zona.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Esta zona a mí me gustó muchísimo.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here. No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Bueno, pues me vuelvo.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
No sé. ¿Qué más me vas a enseñar? ¿Me vas a poner más lucecitas? Vámonos. Me voy a tirar. Venga.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you? Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Esta es la paja.
No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to
Por
take
donde las
this
luces
away
no se
from me.
puede saltar.
I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Pero venga, vamos a volver.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
No estoy seguro de si pase algo si nos quedamos aquí un más rato. Igual pasa algo, ¿no? No sé, podemos volver a intentar irnos y volver a venir otra vez, ¿no?
No, perhaps not.
Quiero ver si hace más conversación, pero parece ser que ya no va a haber más conversación. Vamos a suicidarnos a la mierda. Tírate contra un pincho. Contra las vallas me voy a tirar.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Entonces ahora podemos elegir volvernos a tirar o ir a la habitación de nuevo.
Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
LOL, cada vez está más tripeado esto.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
Aquí no pasa nada, vámonos a tirar otra vez. NSD. NSD. Loza, ¿estás bien? Venga, yo creo que esta ya tiene que ser la definitiva, ¿no?
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Bueno.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
¿Qué más lugares nos quedan?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nos queda... creo que por aquí. Voy a coger
This was
el
not the
teléfono
correct
ya.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
Ah,
stop by the
la sala
employee
que ponía
lounge
escape.
first, just to admire it.
Yo pagaría por tener un trabajo como el de Stanley. No,
The lounge was grand,
creo que dije que íbamos a ir
majestic.
por aquí esta
Perhaps,
vez.
but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
Que creo que
left.
por allí todavía nos queda algún lado, pero ahora no recuerdo. Al
So he
Cicacito.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Cicacito está todo drogado. Cicacito, please, deja las drogas.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ay, ya me ha troleado.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vale. ¿Y ahora dónde vamos?
When Stanley...
What?
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, creo que esta es la parte buena. Esta es la parte buena, chicos. Creo que esta es la parte buena.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
No,
but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Creo que esta es la parte de la... Esta es la parte de la... De la flecha, creo, si no me equivoco. Está muy buena.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed
También te dolía a
anything?
ti la espalda.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay. What?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
I don't know.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
De vez en cuando también te toca, ¿eh? Ya. Oh, mirar, esta parte es la mejor del juego.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward,
Lo del Twitter ahora que
are we
termine.
implying a
Un
journey
ratito.
such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
En serio. Muy importante para la historia el helecho. Acordaos, chicos, del puto helecho, ¿vale? Oh, shit.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
No sé, yo solo estoy siguiendo la puta línea, tío.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh, shit. Este puto juego es lo puto mejor. Acordaos de este puto helecho.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people,
No.
right?
La
Why
línea,
can't we
por
make up
favor. A
our
mí me
own
gustaba
story?
seguir la
Something
línea.
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ok. A mí me gustaba seguir la línea, pero...
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
¿Putas y barcos? ¿No? Parque de atracciones.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Na 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 na.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The Confusion Ending. Este es otro final.
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Oh, creo que aquí nos dice... todos estos que salen aquí son finales diferentes. Todas estas mierdas que ponen aquí.
Confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all
Creo
one
que esta es la
giant
forma de
ending?
conseguir un
And we're
final.
supposed to restart the game eight times?
8 reinicios.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
El narrador
So
se
now,
va.
according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what?
Encuentras
Am
una
I just
tienda de
supposed to
libros.
forget?
Te
Well, what
aburres
if
y
I
te
don't want to
vas.
forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
Oh, no, estoy 17 minutos
No,
jugando
it can't be.
este final.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
A ver. Estamos aquí ahora mismo, ¿vale? Estamos en el... Encontrar el final... Vamos, el guión del final confuso. El narrador reinicia el juego. Quinto reinicio. El narrador olvida sobre los otros reinicios. Stanley intenta continuar la historia, pero es prevenido. Y no puedes hacer nada o hacer nada. El juego se restaura. Sexto, reinicio. Encontrar la línea otra vez. Seguir la línea, encontrar una oficina deteriorada. Intentar hacer una historia ahí. El narrador restaura el juego otra vez. Ya no hay una oficina, hay simple espacio blanco. Esto es un final, o sea. Si conseguimos hacer esto, vamos a llegar al final de verdad. O algún final de verdad. Sí, sí, lo va a reiniciar. Ya sé que lo va a reiniciar, pero antes quiero. Cojún rojo. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es ese animal? El 7. En una oficina. Encontré una tienda de libros. Bueno, vamos a intentar jugar la historia normal, ¿vale?
Well, in the meantime,
Ok. No, no lo busques, no lo busques. Yo estoy tomando... Me lo han quitado. A mis drogas. ¿Están aquí? No, no, no os voy a enseñar que estoy tomando.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vamos a hacerlo como normal.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
A ver qué pasa, a ver si es cierto que hay un final así todo.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Y por ahí
Coming
abajo
to a
también hay otro
staircase,
lugar.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
En teoría nos tiene que... Nos tiene que cortar el rollo. en
Stepping
algún
into
momento,
his
¿no?
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 8, 4, 5.
A ver si se enfada y pasa algo, tronco.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Vale, pues vamos por lo del escape, ¿no? A tomar el aire, el ozagón. Muy bien. Bueno, yo creo que en 10 minutitos voy a sortear ya la que... Ya me está entrando sueñito. Vamos a ver este final.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Chan chan.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Okay.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Hola, Wiki. ¿En qué parte de la historia no me tendría que dejar continuar? ¿Será con el final normal? ¿O antes? ¿Qué dices antes? Chan chan. Chan 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 chan. Una puta rayada el juego, pero a mí me encanta. De esos juegos que no te encuentras muy seguido.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Wow. Es que no sé dónde está el helecho, tío, en serio.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ok. Las pinturas. Stanley es como un museo, tú. Es el museo del juego. La oficina, ¿ves? Aquí empiezas. Chum, chum, chum. Vas por aquí y luego es la habitación de las dos puertas. La oficina. El sonido es de botones. Ok. Computers. Los créditos. Como un museo. Estoy en un museo ahora. La habitación de mantenimiento. La fotocopiadora. Zona de guerra. What the fuck is this? Aquí te dice que diseñaron un final en el que Stanley terminaba en un battlefield. En una zona de guerra con aliens. Luchando contra aliens. La acción. Ok. Alien Base. Lol. Ok. Emails al narrador. Después del segundo tráiler. Invitamos a la gente a que mandara emails al narrador por preguntas. Con la intención de usar estos para material promocional en el futuro. Luego al final nunca encontraron el uso perfecto para ellos. Aquí hay una selección de estos emails. Are you a rock? Go shopping. El hombre. Aquí no hemos llegado. El spam. Spam, spam. Y estas son las opciones de una zona. Aquí, ¿cuál es eso? Ok. Otra zona que no he visto. Palancas que no he visto. Qué rayada. Oficina de Stanley, que hay diferentes oficinas, ¿no? Vamos a ver qué hay por aquí. Bueno.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
¿Qué dos? ¿Prefieres?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose.
Vale. Pues aquí se va a terminar. Nos vemos. ¿Cuál? ¿Qué decía quit? Pero no hay quit. Regresar al menú. Volver a comenzar la partida. ¿Cuál le doy? Chan chan. ¿Funcionará? ¿Darle al menú o iniciar? ¿Tú qué crees, cabecito? Estate rápido. Algo del juego. Venga. ¿Y qué? Ya ha salido del juego. ¿Y ahora qué? LOL. Puto lolazo de juego. Ok. Cierro y abre. Rápido. ¿Quieres que es parte del juego, cabecito, o qué? Galactic Café. Esa es la intro. Stanley dejó de funcionar. GG. Ahora se ha roto. Ahora se ha roto el juego. Cierro y abro. ¿Y ahora qué, cabecito? GG, well played. Bueno, lo voy a dejar aquí de todos modos y voy a hacer el sorteillo. Va a estar el sorteillo. Puto juego, qué trolazo. Nada más es troleo y troleo. A ver. Vale. Creo propio sorteo basándote en los retweets. Vamos a darle caña. Sorteo simple. Vas a dormir fresquito. Inicia sesión. Bueno, la actualizo y... eso. Ok. Sorteo simple. No. Sorteo basado en los retweets. Tweet del sorteo ya creado. Vale. Introduce la ID del tweet. Ok. El tweet es... el enlace del tweet. Status. Sorteo. Eso no es. Está vacilando. Bueno, pues copio todo. Pego todo. Lo abro. Lo pego. Lo copio. Lo pego. Dame a mí, nadie lo notará. Sorteo. Si te has apuntado, esto no me gusta mucho ver otra página. Me pide un formulario muy raro. No voy a hacer un formulario tan raro. Ah, sorteo. Sorteo en Twitter. Tweet. Crea tu propio sorteo, pero si ya tengo el sorteo hecho, ya no más quiero hacer un sorteo. A ver, ¿cuál página con sorteo? Porque con el bot está todo fácil. Sorteo. Crear un sorteo. Sortea 2. Al azar. Sobrevivir hasta el sorteo. Ah, vale, aquí puedo hacer una lista de los participantes. Ok, vamos a ver los retweets. Vamos a ver Arctic. 14 participantes en el sorteo. Bueno, no hay unos cuantos al final. Esta, por aquí. Ingeniero Trolazo. Por aquí. Eric no sé qué. Por aquí. Big Warman. Por acá. ¿Tengo que poner una coma o algo? No, no. Lady Mysterious. Por acá. Joan García 99. Allá. Miguel Santiago. Por allá. Gonzalo. No sé qué. Ah. Pero re no sé qué, no sé cuántos. Ya. Mertisu. Por acá. Yamakuko. Por acá. Molaría que fuera la musiquita de fondo, pero no sé por qué no me pone la musiquita de fondo. Skate Diego. Zero Meister. Es el segundo que te apuntaste. GG. Y el último es Aaron VNXD. Ok. Ok, the Tongo is coming. Vamos a ver. Voy a poner el escritorio para que lo veáis todos. Escritorio. Fuera. Metes 1000 gummies. Número de premios 1. Ok, vamos a ver, están todos, ¿no? 14 retweets. Eric. Eric, vamos a ponerlo así. Como tengo dos pantallas ahora se me pira. Había una opción que me dejaba partirlo, así podía ver los dos. Eric Big Warman, Lady. Eric Big Warman. Espera, que no empezar desde el principio. Javios, ingeniero. Eric. Big Warman, Lady. Joan García. Warman, Lady, Joan García. Miguel Santiago. G. Michels. Perro Joan García, Miguel. Mertisu, Yamakuko. Mertisu, Yamakuko. Skate Diego, Zero Meister y Aaron V no sé qué. Meister, Diego. Vale, pues ya está todo. Le pueden poner gummies. No, este es simplemente para. para el Twitter. Ese es especial del Twitter. Así que vamos a. Yo creo que ya, ¿no? Sortear. Y el ganador ha sido Yamakuko. Mi clave está viniendo. Nope. No te ha tocado. ¿Y esto qué es? ¿Esto puede hacer algo? ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Pon los resultados en tu web. No, no quiero ponerlos en mi web. No quiero ponerlos en mi web. Así que el ganador ha sido Yamakuko. No sé ni qué cojones es. Pero felicidades, Yamakuko. Seas quien seas. Ah, creo que este chaval viene a veces al stream. A ver. Perfil. Seguidores. Y aquí está. Sí, no, bueno, es seguidor. Seguidor del stream. Así que no sé quién es. No sé quién es. Así que le voy a poner un tweet en el que Le voy a... Ya. Le voy a poner para que todos veáis. ¿Cómo le tuiteo? Llama Cuco. Llama Cuco. Bueno, con dos M's. Llama Cuco. ¿No? ¿Cómo es? Sí. Llama Cuco. Ahí está. Felicidades, llama Cuco. De esos que luego se apuntan y ni la... Se lo guardo a ver si da señales de vida, exactamente. Le voy a mandar pues el tweet este, mencionándole, y me tiene que reclamar el premio. Una vez me reclame el premio, se lo mando. Si no da señales de vida, vuelvo a hacer reroll y para el siguiente. Porque además no está en el stream, digo, igual es poco tarde, no tiene por qué estar, porque este es diferente, pero... Ponte en contacto conmigo mandándome un mensaje privado. Un saludo, hola. Pues ya está. Tuiteado. El límite de tiempo es un par de días, ¿no? Creo que un par de días le vamos a dar hasta el lunes. Y el lunes no me ha respondido. Vuelvo a hacer el reroll. ¿Vale, chicos? Ya no van a poder apuntarse nadie más. O sea, el reroll sería con estos de aquí. Que lo voy a guardar aquí en el escritorio. Nuevo documento de texto. Lista participantes. Stanley. Vale. Ok. Voy a meter por aquí. Listo. Vale. Y no sé, pues me parece lo más bueno, ¿no? No hay dos. ¿El segundo? ¿Cómo que el segundo? ¿Qué dice loco el segundo? No hay segundo, solo hay uno. Dormiré un poquito. No siempre hago sorteos por Twitch, ¿vale? Normalmente los sorteos los voy a hacer mediante el stream. Este ha sido un poco especial. Quería que hubiese un poco más de movimiento en mi Twitch también. Digo, mi Twitch en mi Twitter. Y por eso he aprovechado y he hecho esto. Y nada, espero que os haya molado el juego. El juego, a mí, ya os digo, me parece la puta polla. El segundo de la lista. ¿Cómo? El segundo en apuntarse fuiste tú, Cero. No sé a qué te refieres, Cero. Explícate. Aquí no se duerme. Sigue jugando. Vamos. O mañana, si queréis, podemos jugar un rato más. Ah, el segundo en la lista creo que es Cabecito. ¿El ingeniero trola? Cabecito. Que es ingeniero. Así que espero que os haya molado. No te sabes explicar. ¿Quieres? La lista completa está ahí en el tweet, de todos modos. Voy a ver qué han metido en el Dota que han hecho, porque... Es que creo que la han liado con lo del... Con el Midas. La han liado que te cagas. ¿Dota o qué juego? ¿Es un Dota, cabecito? Vamos a echar un... Si queréis nos echamos un Dotilla. Un Dotilla y a la cama, venga. Vamos. Go, go, go. Ti. Hostias. Hola. Hola, estoy aquí abajo. Hostias.